Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. They also have a Patreon, but that's for other games. So, on the last Let's Play, there was quite a bit of Flynn hate, because as we're driving to some place, we stopped off at a, gas station and met TJ and Jenna, and TJ was like, I'm just gonna skirt off over here, and Jenna was like, Flynn, you are terrible, which, fair enough. And then Jenna going off on Flynn a bit more when we were talking with her. Then the next day happened, and then surprise party where Carl wasn't here. He wasn't in his usual spot where he's like, extremely drunk or something like that. What happened in Carl's room? We were just hanging with him, right? Because we were just around him 24/7, I'm pretty sure. But then, yeah, apparently him and Flynn went to go gamble and won a bunch of money. I don't know. But yeah, then we all snuck to the back of the house where he's going to bring Carl through the front door and then surprise, hopefully. So, reset face. Yeah, doing the, minute and a half long recap? Though it's not as bad as some animes. Woof. Oh, right. We get into position in front of the door. TJ is a little more enthusiastic, hiding against the wall to the left of the door, a party popper in his hand. I hear a soft clopping along with the low murmur of Carl's voice. What's in a party popper anyways? It's like potpourri, I think the word is, but is it like a little bit of gunpowder to like make go... I don't know. The door swings open. Dude, I just want to put it behind me and not think... Surprise! Carl stands there, frozen, as strings of confetti drape over his horns, and he goes, meh, and falls over. Kind of like, what are those, those goats that fall over, things? I know, he's a ram. For a moment, it goes completely silent, and we all stare back at him. Finally, TJ giggles. Oops, I didn't mean to get on your horns. TJ goes about picking the confetti off Carl's head, his hesitant movements making it obvious how hard he's trying to avoid touching the horns. What? Carl finally breaks the awkward silence as he continues to stare at all of us, pushing TJ's hands away to pull the confetti off himself. Leo steps forward, a clearly forced smile on his face. Your birthday. Happy early birthday. Carl continues to stare. Flynn steps up to his side and puts an arm around his shoulder. Yeah, I know there isn't too much to do around here, so I had to come up with something. But a birthday party for me? It's not for another month. Be happy, Carl. This is probably the last birthday party you'll ever get. Carl opens his muzzle, then snaps it shut, his long ears twitching around. Carl, this is basically just a party. Your birthday is an excuse to have it. Oh, come on, Jenna. We got you gifts and everything. Leo nods at me, and I take that as my cue to lift my bag into the air, grinning sheepishly. I mean it. No, wait, I mean, it was Leo's birthday last month. So, sorry, I was going weepy. So what? You just, you want to re-gift everything to him? Flynn gives a hard tug on one of Carl's horns as he swats at Flynn's hand with more annoyance than I'm used to seeing him have. And cake. TJ raises the cake in the air. Flynn leans against Carl, pointing at it. See? Red velvet. Your favorite. I was about to be like, why is Carl being so downer? But then it's like, oh right, he has like social anxiety or something like that. I'm silently thankful that Flynn is trying hard to not let Carl freak out. I think we're all a little taken aback at how much he's resisting. Carl's shoulders do droop a bit at the sight of the cake, though. Where are your plates? Jenna's over at the cupboards, opening a few and looking inside. This kitchen's huge. You got like 2 cabinets, or more than 2. Second one over. At that point, we've managed to shake off the awkwardness haze we're in and start moving to the table. So, we got a whole day planned out for you. Yeah? Carl stands at the end of the table, one hand on the chair as he watches all of us. Well, I knew Carl wouldn't really be into the idea of a party. I didn't think it would be this bad. I wonder if his anxiety has gotten worse since the incident at the university. We're going out to eat later, and then the movie. I thought you might want to see the new Luce Lobo film, you know? Carl's hands go up to pull the beanie tightly over his head. Well, as long as you don't tell the waiters that it's my birthday. Oh yeah, that isn't the place by the theater where they basically force you to wear one of those cone hats. Yep, and I swear to God, if one of them gets all touchy with my horns, try and put it on. What, you'll blow pot smoke at them? I think it's kind of fun. TJ's struggling to pull the plastic dome off the cake. Oh, I know that feeling sometimes. Leo reaches out to help him, but it pops straight at the moment and takes a large glob of frosting off the side of the cake. Ah! Good one, Teach. We can give that piece to Carl so he can stay on his diet. I don't know why it's being hard to read now. I was doing well at the early part of the day, but I don't know, maybe just tired. Flynn puts air quotes around the word diet. An awkward silence follows, one that Flynn clearly notices, and I see him sulk in response. Carl coughs. I didn't have breakfast, so this should be fine. Leo claps his paws together. We're having cake. Why don't we start opening your presents, huh? Carl grabs the bag and unceremoniously dumps it onto the table. He goes through them, giving an obligatory thanks when he finds out who gave it to him. I see my gift for the first time, along with Carl. It's a horn band with black and orange. University of Pueblo colors. We used to make fun of the jocks that wore them at Pueblo. Thanks? He looks at me as if trying to figure out if I'm joking or not, and I can only offer a pained smile in response. It's only now that I'm feeling guilty for not getting him the present myself. I'll get him another one on his real birthday. Flynn steps forward at that point. Here's mine, something I got from the reservation. Flynn reaches into his pocket and pulls out something small and hidden in his hand. When Carl will see it, his eyes widen. Oh, wow. It looks like a rectangular piece of metal with 2 points sticking out of the top. It's not until Carl pushes his thumb against one of those horns that it pops open and I realize it's a lighter. Now, you won't look like a total loser when you get blazed. Carl gives Flynn a small smile before flicking the lighter on. Before snapping it shut. That could have been worded better. Thanks, man. Don't worry about. Store owner actually gave me a discount. They still remember me from all the smokes I used to buy there. You went all the way to the reservation for that? Cigarettes aren't taxed on the reservation. Another thing it's useful for, huh, Flynn? A chill descends over the room again, after it had just warmed up. So wait, is it just cigarettes, or is it like everything in general? Because if it's everything in general, good. If it's just cigarettes, okay, I feel like there's some kind of policy that's a bit... I went there for the casino. The cigarettes were just... Flynn stops and frowns, looking confused and hurt. At this point, I start to feel myself wanting to stick up for him. The rest of the party is stiff and uncomfortable as Flynn stews in the corner. Finally, Leo stands up and tells us to get out into the car. Flynn? Oh, Leo. Oh, for the movie? Leo gives Flynn a look, and I can tell he's going to confront him on something. Quietly, I linger towards the door and listen as the rest of them head out. Oh, so now I just can't say anything to him, huh? Flynn. The look on Leo's face is deadly. His eyes are narrowed, ears flat against his head, teeth bared. Flynn's initial indignation cools, and he backs up. You promised me that you wouldn't fuck this up. You said you wouldn't cause any problems. I was fucking trying to make things better. Can you read the fucking room? No one wants you to say anything to him. What? So I'm just gonna let things stay like this for the whole week? Well, that's kind of your fault, isn't it? I'm trying to be nice to him. And did you see Jenna? She's not fucking helping. You know how TJ is. Just leave him alone. He's a fucking adult. He's not some little kid you have to protect. That's why it's been years, and the little shit hasn't manned up to say what actually happened. Leo's hackles flare. See? This is what it's about. You only want another chance at him. Leo's looking at Flynn with pure disgust in his face. Sounds like you think I just want to fuck him. I wouldn't put it past you, slut. Flynn leans back with a smirk. Then, I'm not the only one with ulterior motives, eh? Flynn's eyes flick to me. Leo doesn't even say anything in response, instead just letting out a rough snarl. Flynn only flinches a little, but doesn't move, just folding his arms, staring hard at the wolf. I don't want to see you talking to him again this week. If you do, I'll shove your fat tail so far up your ass. Buy me a drink, Fur. I haven't seen that thing yet. Chase, get out of the car. Out to the car. I jump as Leo snaps his head my direction. I'm torn about this. I don't feel like Flynn did anything wrong in trying to talk to TJ. But if what Leo suspects is true, I think I need to... Alright, cool. Leo punches the door frame on his way out, swinging the door shut with a smash. Flynn's reaction retains his position against the back of the couch, his arms folded, coolly chewing on his toothpick. We both listen to the sound of Leo's truck starting up before it fades as they pull out. I look over at the leftover cake on the table, wondering if I should clean up just to give myself something to do. Yeah, I know those things where it's like, oh, shit just happened. Need to be busy because reasons. How funny that is. The glob of cream stuck to the side of the plastic dome gives me a jolt of genuine sadness at the mess this whole get-together has turned into. Flynn, meanwhile, retains his slouched sulking. Finally, the pressure's too much, and I feel the need to say something. So... As if that was his cue, Flynn turns on his heel and stalks out the door. Hey! I scramble to follow him at the door, feeling more annoyed than sorry for him at this point. Where are you going? Flynn doesn't say anything, as he walks up to the truck and yanks open the driver's side door. He slams it shut just as I walk up to the door. What the fuck? Flynn finally does turn to me, then shifting the toothpick around his mouth before he finally speaks. What? What did you mean, what? You can't just take off. Why not? Flynn arches his prominent brow at me, and I struggle to think of what to say. It's not like he owed me anything. I didn't stick up for him at all back there. Was he expecting me to? As far as he knew, I just need to get my project done. I just thought you could give me a ride. Flynn smirks at me. Where? The mine. You serious? I mean, it's a few miles away. You know, it's sealed up and everything, right? Well, yeah, but it doesn't mean I can't get a few shots of the outside. Flynn sighs heavily, and that annoys me more than anything else. Whatever, man. You know, I learned about dynamite recently. I thought dynamite was just, a tube of gunpowder, but I guess it's like a tube of nitroglycerin with a little bit of gunpowder. Because, fire doesn't make it go boom. It's the sudden shock of the gunpowder expanding that makes it go boom, which is why people are always like, oh, gotta be careful with handling dynamite. It's, I guess, because too much movement would be a bit volatile. I wonder if I threw a unlit TNT stick off a cliff if it would explode. Good question. I turn around and start heading up the road, not even sure if it's the fastest way to mine. For the next 10 seconds, I walk briskly up the road, but Flynn's car doesn't start up. I already know he's going to relent before he says it. Fucking hell. Hey! I turn around, trying not to smile. What? You know what. Get in. I try not to look too eager as I make my way over to the passenger side and hop in. Think you're smart, don't you? I roll my eyes. I don't think anything. You're the one shooting yourself in the foot all the time. Whatever, man. I stare through the bars of rebar into the darkness of the old mine. There's a damp, cold breeze coming from inside, but all I can smell is dirt. Yep, beautiful, ain't it? Might as well just slap that mine jail on our flag. Mine jail on our flag? Represents the whole town pretty good. Though, here's the thing. This looks like, I don't know, a very small town kind of mine, or small mine thing. Because it's like, what? No rails, just one opening? But wouldn't that be like, I don't know, if it was like a big Hendrix operation, you'd think it would be like, you know, room for multiple people. Especially how big it was. Flynn leans against the truck, chewing on another one of his toothpicks. There's an unsettling feeling about the whole place, and I'm kind of glad Flynn is here with me because of it. It's a good 3 miles from the town center, and the gravel road is deserted. Our only company is a few crumbled ruins and foundations scattered every 20 feet or so. The only sign of modernity is the oddly placed long patch of asphalt and 2 tall lampposts at the end of it. The town had tried to turn the area into a tourist destination a decade ago, but the recession put a hard stop to that. I guess the housing crisis? Oh, the one at the beginning of Obama's years? Because of banks. Anyways, it seems to be a running theme of this town's history. Progress halted by outside forces. Don't you have some say in that? I mumble absent-mindedly, missing on the settings of my camera. No. I'm the clerk. I just mess with records and shit. It's so hard for me to imagine Flynn working in that position. Shouldn't he be there now? It's still before 5. Maybe, but why bother? What? He looks up at me, toothpick bobbing around his mouth, eyes wide as shrugs. What? You think anyone's gonna notice? I get paid to do nothing. But won't you get fired? It's an elected position. Well, unelected then. I goes unchallenged every year, Chase. I frown. Doesn't Flynn have any sense of duty? Flynn takes the toothpick out of his mouth and stabs it in my direction. Hey, I didn't bring you here to get lectured about how to do my job. I've been doing it for the past 3 years. Flynn shoves the toothpick back in his mouth. Anyway, I was kidding. I'm part-time. I get my shit done, then I leave. I set the camera on the tripod and look through the lens. Don't me. There's a good amount of satisfaction I get out of teasing Flynn. I mean, your cousin, or whatever, is the mayor, right? My aunt is, and so what? Isn't that nepotism, or something? Flynn sighs heavily behind me. Dude, this entire country is nepotism. Corporations, governments, all that stuff. Elected. Alright. Just seems kinda, I don't know, like not a good thing. As I film, I can hear him really starting to grumble behind me, so I try to change the subject. Well, it's good to see you're not smoking anymore. The toothpick's helping? No, right now, they're not. Man, I need a toothpick for, like, my boozing, you know? Flynn has smoked since he was a freshman in high school. I distinctly remember him offering me cigarettes when I was, like, 14. He always gets pissed off when I remind him about that. I pick up the camera and move it to a different angle. Well, maybe you could give Leo a few pointers. He doesn't say anything, and I close my eyes when I remember what just happened with the wolf. I film for another minute, then turn around and face him. I'm sorry about what happened. Flynn doesn't look at me, and instead choosing to stare out at the desert. Why? You didn't do anything. But I could have. And this project is why we're here in the first place, isn't it? Flynn sighs, and finally looks up at me, his eyes all the more piercing under the bright sunlight. You know, one thing I can't stand is people apologizing over nothing. I frown. Well, sorry about that. And I'm sorry for being sorry. What does that mean? Yeah, you can apologize, but in the end, all it's doing is making you feel better while fixing nothing. I glare at him, feeling my face get hot, even more than in the desert heat. He shrugs and leans against the car, head tilted back, and eyes shut against the sun. I stalk over and stand in front of him, and I can see a smile playing at the edges of his muzzle. Man, fuck you. On the last word, I jab a finger into his stomach. His eyes fly open, and he grunts loudly, doubling over. Jeez, Chase. I fucking stayed in this shithole for you while everyone else is having fun, and this is the thanks I get? Oh, you stay behind just for me? Flynn stays curled up, rubbing his stomach. His face is inches from mine, and he's still got that stupid grin on his face. You're an asshole. Aw, Chase, my heart. He clutches his chest dramatically. More like your stomach. I poke it again, but he reacts too quickly, his lithe torso bending out of the way. You can't keep your hands off me, can you? I just fold my arms, glaring at him. Finally, Flynn straightens up, looking around. Well, I'm not gonna do a repeat of yesterday. I've got a house, you know. Is he talking about how he fooled around yesterday and that he's inviting me back to his house? Or more specifically, his bedroom? I swallow. Ooh woo. I don't want to look too eager, like that's the only reason I stay behind. You know, I'm a little bit hungry. You want to go out and get something first? Flynn snorts as he gazes down at me. What, from the diner? You know how that fucks me up, I think. You said you'd cook for me a few days back. Flynn sighs, rubbing a hand behind his head. What is this, some kind of date? Well, you said you preferred dinner first before. I trail off as Flynn raises an eyebrow at me. I said a drink. We can have that too. Flynn looks off into the desert thinking. Fine, but I'm gonna get you back for that poke. With a different kind of poke. Haha, got him. Nice smirk. Yeah, with... He turns away from me, and his tail comes in and knocks against my crotch. It wasn't all that hard, but it was enough to make me feel it at the bottom of my stomach. Fuck, come on! I walk bow-legged for a few seconds as I move to gather up my equipment. I don't think that was an equal exchange. That's 'cause you ain't a lizard. Now hurry your ass up. Hey how I keep on doing this and it's like, that's a change of scene, and then I look over and it's like, that's a bit short. Flynn's house is a ranch-style abode home. He moved here only a few years ago, so it's my first time seeing it. It's an alright place. Housemate's quiet, and he keeps to himself, so it's almost like I have it to myself. You got a housemate? Well, yeah, I don't need the whole house. Saves a decent amount of money too. We pull in next to a kind of foreign-looking faded yellow scooter. He's new to Echo. You'll probably like him. He's a big fucking nerd. Oh, is he like the blue lizard that I've seen but not in any of the routes yet? I hop out, the pavement warm against the pads, even though the sun's setting. Looks nice. Kind of like a smaller version of Carl's house. Carl's mansion, you mean. On the way up to the door, I feel his thick tail bump against my own, though it's soft enough though I'm not sure if it's on purpose. As we go inside, I'm hit with a blast of warm air that's not much different from what's outside. I air out my shirt. Flynn noses and chuckles. Sorry, but you better get used to it if you want to hang around with the Gyla. Yeah, we're gonna get musky. That's kind of the problem with these things. It's like, I don't know how long these go. So maybe at some point I'll relent with a bigger scene. So, sorry, but I guess that's going to be the end of this one. Ooh. Because it's like, we got 5 minutes. Well, 4 minutes and something seconds. So it's like how much time do we got to do this? Not a lot, and these scenes could probably be a while. But maybe at some point I'm going to pay you back with a longer episode. So, that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. So, please comment, cause I like comments, if you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and likes it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow. And please remember to spay and neuter your animals to help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io, but if you want to support the people that make this game, well, they've already finished making it. But you can help them with other projects by giving them money, which is used for goods and services. And until next time, on another Let's Play, I'm me, GamerWolfSix of Echo, and need to do the thing that I keep forgetting to do, which is titling the things so that, you know, when I go back to title them, I'm not like, flip. What was this one about? Don't know. Anyways, thanks and see ya.